Greetings, classmates. Info 220, Alva Ortega here, and today I'm going to be going over my presentation for Project 2A, Getting to Know a Map Librarian, and so we're going to go ahead and get started. So to begin, who is my map librarian? So my map librarian is a male over the age of 60. His title is Map Librarian, Los Angeles Public Library, Central Library in downtown. Education, he earned his undergraduate degree in English, and he earned his library degree at California State University, Fullerton. And he works in the History and Genealogy Department at the Central Library in downtown, which is located on the fourth lower level of the library. So why did he become a librarian? He explained that after a series of lousy jobs after graduation, on and off for about 7 years, during a period of unemployment, he had a really positive experience with libraries and with librarians, and he thought that he would give library school a try. And so in 1979, he joined the staff at Los Angeles Public Library, Central Library, as a history librarian. And he never planned on becoming a map librarian. How did he become a librarian? So in April of 1986, the Central Library caught on fire, and it was a devastating fire that decimated some entire collections of the library. However, the map collection was relatively unscathed because a lot of the maps were enclosed in industrial containers, which saved them from being destroyed like many of the other sections. And so the librarian who was in charge of map librarianship when came time for them to relocate out of Central Library decided that she was no longer happy with doing the work outside of Central, and she retired. And he applied, and he became the map librarian for Central Library in 1986 after the fire. So how did he learn to become a map librarian? So he credits some professional organizations, the California Map Society, the Western Association of Map Libraries, and one of the websites he uses very frequently is CityLab. He also utilizes other map librarians outside of Central Library. Works very closely with his peers and colleagues within Central Library. And he said he learned a lot going through the entire collection one drawer at a time, because there were items that had not been cataloged that only were known to the former librarian. So he got to learn a lot just by doing the work on the ground. So about the map collection. So Los Angeles Public Library, according to their map research guide, the collection consists of some 85,000 maps, some 2,000 atlases, over 1,000 gazetteers, some 20 serial titles, and over 1,000 books supporting the study of maps and mapping. And the Los Angeles Public Library is also a depository for the United States Geological Survey and the Army Map Services and Defense Mapping Agency, which you can see here is covered under the National Geospatial Intelligence Agency. His day-to-day responsibilities involve staffing the public desk for approximately 4 hours per day, answering questions that come in through email, answering questions that come in by phone or chat or text. He responds to more complex patron requests. Also does preservation work on books or other materials when time allows. And when budget allows, he will order new maps to add to the library's collection. And he also spends time processing and cataloging donations to add to the library's collection. Resources, requests, and recommendations. So at Central Library, they do circulate gazetteers and atlases. Print topographic maps, 1994 and earlier, are available to the public for viewing, but not for circulation. One of the most popular requests he receives is for the Sanborn Atlas, which you can see over here on the right. And he'll also get requests for topographic maps and street guides, but they're not as popular as the Sanborn Atlas. And most common, people are asking for very specific maps, and he helps them find it. And he stated that less than 10% of LA Public Library's map collection is in the catalog, and the bulk of the resources are not available electronically. You do have to come into the Central Library to access them. Down here at the bottom, this davidrumsey.com and the usgs.gov TopoView Viewer. Those are two websites that he uses to guide patrons in their research. He says that the best part of being a librarian is when he gets a good, tough question and is able to help a patron find answers to questions that they did not think was possible to find. And so he also says that in the 40 years that he has been at Central Library that he never gets bored and he's always running into new things. And so it was a pleasure talking with him, and I learned a lot, and I hope you all learned a lot from this assignment too.